Have you ever felt that inexplicable connection with someone? That feeling that something deep is happening long before the first word about love is spoken? As if their eyes say something that their mouth cannot yet name. If you have wondered whether that intensity is real, or if it is just your imagination, stay. Because today we are going to reveal 5 of those invisible signs, the secret language of the unconscious when love begins to awaken. In the journey of the heart, we often get lost searching for verbal signs, grand gestures, or obvious declarations. But what if I told you that the purest truth of feelings is hidden in what is not said? Don't look for big declarations just yet. Long before love is verbalized, there is an invisible world of unconscious dynamics at work. And to understand it, let's dive into the deep wisdom of Carl Jung, who opened our eyes to how our own inner parts influence initial attraction. Today, you will not only learn to recognize those silent signals, but you will also understand why you truly feel attracted, and more importantly, how to distinguish a passing projection from a genuine and transformative connection. Get ready for a new way of seeing, an invitation to awaken your soul, because we are going to dismantle that secret code that operates in the threshold of love. Let's now discover the 5 invisible signs that reveal to you that love is beginning to awaken in the unconscious, those dynamics that your body senses before your mind. 1. Subtle nonverbal signals and unconscious body language. Love, in its beginnings, manifests in incredibly subtle ways in a man. It starts to show in his micro-gestures, in those glances that linger a moment longer than usual, and in silences that suddenly seem to tell you absolutely everything. It is an unspoken code, so delicate that it is easy to overlook, but remember, your body, your gut, are the first to receive these signals long before your conscious mind can process them. Are you really learning to listen to what your body tells you in those moments? But there is more, because unconscious body language speaks much louder than any thought-out word. When he slightly leans his body toward you, when he subtly mimics your gestures, the famous mirroring, or when his posture simply opens up and relaxes in your presence, these are powerful and uncontrollable signals. The purest truth of his feelings is hidden precisely in this lack of conscious control. Are you paying attention to what his body is shouting at you, precisely when he is not trying to fake anything? 2. The other as mirror, the dance of projection and shadow. Here we enter a fascinating territory, straight from the wisdom of Carl Jung. That initial attraction, that spark you feel or perceive in him, is often a projection. What does that mean exactly? It means it's not just about him seeing you as you truly are. In reality, he is reflecting onto you internal emotions, aspects of himself that he may have kept repressed or deeply longs for. You become a revealing mirror for him. In your simple presence, in your gestures, in your words, he begins to see himself in a new way. There is a silent recognition that you are reflecting something essential that he deeply desires, an ideal, an aspiration, even a possibility of fulfillment that he might not have even known he was seeking. Had you stopped to think that you could be such a deep and transformative mirror for someone? But where there is light, the shadow also emerges. That part of you, that part of him, that we sometimes try to hide. And here is the secret. The shadow slips right into the most intimate bonds. This explains why some connections feel incredibly intense, sometimes unpredictable, almost magnetic. It's because, in part, they are being used as a screen for mutual projection. How can you tell if that magnetic intensity is the beginning of real love, or just the sometimes confusing play of the shadow activating between you? 3. The power of authenticity and genuine presence. The fundamental key in this invisible space is not in making an effort, in trying to conquer with strategies or mind games. The key is to be an authentic person who exists from their own center, without disguising themselves, without pretending to be someone they are not, becomes an incredibly powerful mirror. They may unsettle those who are not ready to see themselves, but they are absolutely irresistible to those who are. Why? Because your genuine presence, your internal coherence, connects them with parts of themselves, perhaps old pains, forgotten desires, kept aspirations that they may have stopped looking at. This emotional awakening, this spark they feel in your closeness, does not happen because of what you do to please them, but because of the silent, overwhelming force of what you embody simply by inhabiting yourself with truth. When the feeling is truly genuine, it manifests in total transparency. There is no need to pretend anything. There only exists the pure desire to be, to share, to be without masks. That authenticity is breathed into the environment like an emotional frequency that is extremely difficult to ignore. Do you dare to inhabit your truth, that radical truth, unafraid of your own shadows? There lies your greatest power. 4. Shared vulnerability and emerging trust. An invisible, deeply meaningful signal occurs when a man allows himself to be vulnerable in front of you. When he shares fears or insecurities that he would normally keep hidden, he is doing something sacred. He is letting down the defenses of his ego, and most importantly, he is letting trust in. Even gestures like his hesitation, his obvious nervousness in your presence, or simply asking you for sincere advice can be unmistakable signs of a real bond being born between you. True love, the kind that is formed deep down, is shown in his vulnerability, in that willingness to show his most human and less perfect side. Do you realize the immense gift it is when someone lets their guard down with you in that way? 5. The drive for growth and mutual healing. Finally, one of the deepest invisible signs is the transformative effect your presence has on him. Staying true to yourself, being light without fear of your own shadows, creates a silent transformation in those around you. In him, you provoke a deep, almost unconscious impulse to grow and want to be a more authentic version of himself. And this is not because of any pressure from you. It is purely because of the inspiration you radiate by being who you are. Authentic love radically transforms his perception of you. He stops seeing you as someone temporary. He begins to see you as a living reflection of all that he could become. Your mere closeness starts to heal him. This is incredibly powerful. It shows that love, when genuine, not only unites but shakes, awakens, and opens new landscapes in the soul. They don't fall in love with a perfect image you project. They fall in love because you connect them with parts of themselves they may have forgotten and activate their innate drive to grow and transform. Your closeness heals and opens his soul. Remember, true love is, above all, an emotional alchemy and a path of shared growth. Are you ready to recognize and embrace this alchemy in your own life and connections? These are the 5 ways in which love seeps into the unconscious, an invisible dance that precedes any word. The greatest value and the most powerful sign you can look for is not external confirmation, but your own internal coherence and your ability to see and feel with the heart. Authentic love breathes that transparency and a truth that says it all, without any need to pretend. Love seeps in, it does not burst in. And if you learn to listen with your skin, to look beyond the mask, and to recognize the invisible dance of the unconscious, you will understand that you are ready for a sacred connection, where both recognize each other, accompany each other, and transform each other. Thank you for being here at Jung and You Psychology for Change, for giving yourself this space and allowing yourself to understand, grow, and be. If this content has resonated with you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and share it if you think it can help someone who needs it. Because here we continue exploring together what transforms us. See you in the next video. Until then, take good care of yourself.